Hey. Okay, welcome back. This part two. Yeah, that the first one it was getting long. That was the men in black knocking on my door, stop me or whatever. But anyway, so we was on. I left off. I was talking about BS that we understand. Don't believe, focus on nothing they say. Yeah, focus on nothing they say. This the way to find our essence. And as far as our essence, as far as if we striving to be successful the way they want us to be successful, and how they telling us, and what we not embracing who we are. Like, that's like saying, like how I was thinking about it is, if you took a African, a little boy at 5 years old or whatever, and then you put him in a Chinese household or whatever. It's kind of like that. It's like taking a child from another culture or another, this is the same thing, and bleaching them. So we don't got our own stuff, man. We trying to be great using the system and the formula they gave us. Pretty much that's what it is. But anyway, so they like to sit around, lie to each other. See, we talking about businessmen now. That's where I'm at. We talk about businessmen and how they do. And so these is the things that they do, and they have ruined lives. Yeah, it's not the same as doing a drive-by or whatever, but you know what I mean? Embezzlement, and insider trading, and Ponzi schemes, and impeachment, and all of this stuff is these types of things hurt, man. Hurt people, hurt lives, man. They have a little word on it. Oh, it was a white collar crime. White collar crime people be killing themselves because they lost all their money and stuff. Like with the Enron thing and the WorldCom, MCI, people was losing millions of dollars. And the little people was losing it, and what they did was take all the little people money and scooped it up and stuff, and then gave it to a big guy. One of them guys that end up a billionaire. He end up with the money, end up with everybody's money. Remember last week when I told y'all about the lady that called the husband a horse in the airport over there in, I think it was Dubai last week. But this week, a sister in Bangladesh, Nursat Rafi, 19, was lured to a roof of the Madrasa or Islamic school in Fini, April 6th, right? And they doused her with kerosene on the roof, 3 students, right? So March 28th, she was called to the office for the principal office. Went to the principal office in there, and guys started touching on her, sexually assaulted her, and she went to the parents and complained, and then so the parents, they pressed charges. The parents started getting death threats. And everything, and then the students, the 3-4 male students or whatever, burnt her up and everything like that. And I say all this to say, yo, they don't respect women over there. They don't respect women over there. They do not respect women over there. Women got no rights. Women, they could do whatever they want. So y'all be easy with that, running over to Dubai and all that, like white people do, running over there and stuff like that, man. You get in trouble over there. Cause white people look different, you know what I'm saying? Us, you go over there, you looking like them over there, and you do something looking like them over there, you be in a very difficult situation. I remember when we went over there, they told us about the customs and all of this type of stuff and things like that. We had a class before we went over there, and we was going to war, and they still told us, yo, while you over there, make sure you respect the customs and this and this and that, because it could get serious quick. So yeah, that's crazy, man. This happened in the principal's office. She was touched on the 27th. 4 students burnt her up. The family got death threats. They reported it. Yeah, And that be the thing, you know, you see things that go on in other countries. This, I always felt like this. You see things that go on in other countries, and then these guys come here and they look down on us here. I'm like, man, we treat our women a lot better than what's going on in this country or that country or that country, but they come here and they look down, and I'm like, all right. Have you, you know, I be thinking in my head, have you been paying attention to how y'all treating the women over there, whatever the case may be? But whatever, the black men be the worst, I know. They selling fantasy to us. This is, I be seeing these commercials, and y'all be like, why are you always focusing on these commercials? I'm watching the NBA, and you know you can't fast forward through it because, you know, I like to record stuff and fast forward through it so I don't see the commercials at all. So I'm watching a commercial, Grey Goose commercial come on, because, you know, because the liquor companies, they losing now. They losing to Puffy and Jay and this and this and that. They losing. You know what I mean? Because our business hurts. So they not gonna come out and say, yo, this and this and that, because they not gonna put no shine on the other companies that's doing good. But they losing money. But anyway, so the Grey Goose commercial come out, and they got a dude walking. Let me shut it up. Got the dude walking with the blonde hair looking like Cisco, and he walking, and it's almost like a music video going, because, you know, he walking look like Cisco. And so at the bottom, they showing his top half moving like this. At the bottom, his feet going like this. And he just dancing at the bottom and stuff like this. And it looked like Michael Jackson feet with the socks and all of that stuff like that, right? So I'm looking at this commercial like, they got Cisco top, you know, like looking like Cisco, and then the bottom feet looking like Michael Jackson. And so together they go, boom. Then they say what they say. They say, and they said, what was it they said? They said, yeah, okay, that's what they said. They said, yo, how did they say it? I gotta make sure I get it right so I don't misquote them. Oh yeah, live like you just got signed. Yeah. While you drinking Grey Goose, nigga dancing. Live like you just got signed. I tell you, boy, they trying to chase out that kid. Yo, chase this lifestyle. Chase this fantasy. Chase being a superstar. Chase being a celebrity. Chase doing this. They selling fantasy to us, man. Selling fantasy to us. Get some Grey Goose, man, and you out, man. You gonna be living like you a celebrity. Trying not to live in, that's our problem though, trying not to live in reality. That's what smoking weed, drinking liquor, smoking crack, shooting heroin, it's about escaping your reality, feeling good. Watch this, tell me if I'm bugging. Okay, I wrote it down like this. So I see a picture of a woman in her 20s. I'm gonna go back to 9/11. I got plenty of stuff. I just had to take a little breather. But anyway. So yeah, you got see a picture of this blonde woman in her 20s, maybe 19, 20-ish, whatever. And she got a picture. She with Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, you know, dark-skinned, big, black. She, you know, smiling. And I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, damn, they love to take pictures with us talented black people. They love. I was thinking, that same woman see me right after she walked away from Mike Tomlin in the elevator or the thing, and you know how they do. I look at it and I'm like, yo, it's crazy, man. It's like little small ways they be placing these dudes up to you know what I mean? Like, yo, you great if you this. You really accepted if you this type of guy or this type of black man. It's crazy. Just my own, you know, they say I'm prejudiced now, but whatever. Now, sure, it can happen, but the number goes up, of course. Yeah, cause you talented, you special. Like in Do the Right Thing when he told Mookie, he said, man, he said, you Mookie, he said, Pino, you always talking about this nigga that, but you don't talk, you love Michael Jackson and you love, then I like you. Then I like all the rest of you. They're special. That's what they think. So not black women in the same way now. Speed good. Try to find. Oh, okay, yeah, this is the thing I was thinking. I was like, so I was talking, and it's funny how you could talk to a 20, 30, 40-year-old man and still some of the same things, dealing with the different age groups of women, some of the same stuff. And you know, women will be like, oh, you men are all the same, and this and this and that, and this and this and that. This is a fact, yo. Y'all be running the same shit too. Y'all be running the same shit too. Y'all act like y'all don't do the same shit. Y'all act like y'all try to treat the last nigga the same as the new nigga you treating and all you met and all that. Y'all do the same thing. Even worse. And y'all winning right now. Cause we don't get to talk back as much. Y'all don't even want the conversation back. Y'all don't even want us to talk back. Y'all want to just swallow it, be like, here, take this coochie and that's it. That's what y'all be living or whatever. But anyway, I digress. So we was talking and I was like, you know, chick will be complaining about the dude that's right there, that's doing and this and this and that. Because we was like, it always seemed like they always looking for the next best thing. The next guy that's going to do better or whatever. So even while you right here with this guy, you complaining. You ain't even in, you know what I'm saying? You already out of this one and on to the next one mentally. Cause and I led me to like the relationships now is based on your job, your car, where you live at, things like that. That's not nothing to do with the relationship. That is nothing to do with a connection in a relationship. That's nothing to do with it. Those things right there do not help you help a relationship. Those it don't. It's not gonna help a relationship. It might make you feel better about dating that person, but it ain't gonna have nothing to do with their insides and all that. Whether or not he got a job, you know what I mean? A father, a black father that don't got a job right now, whatever, for a year or half. He ain't shit, he ain't nothing, he ain't this and this and that. Then he get a job all of a sudden, he a better guy all of a sudden. That's how it works. You ain't nothing without a job, you something with a job, and it shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that. Cause we got Stockholm syndrome. Patty Hearst, look it up. Look up Patty Hearst. We got Stockholm syndrome. That's how we act. We act like some, you know, a animal that's been whipped, beat on, this and this and that for so many years, and they held the stuff that they was doing like it was so much great for us to do it, so we started chasing that stuff to be accepted and all that. Yeah, word up. Yeah, so then I wrote down, and I said I unplugged. I've been trying to unplug, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. Work, this, that. You get caught in the system. You know what I mean? So just cause you not in jail don't mean you ain't in the system. This society is a system. It's a system. Word up. And then I was like, fuck that blue or the red pill. I don't want no pill because I don't need no pill to achieve that. So that's the thing. All of the things, that's the thing. They replace our natural insides, our natural abilities, things that our body are naturally able to do, and they replace it with pills. And so now you will never be able to achieve things that you're supposed to be doing because you got all of these drugs and all of these stuffs and vaccines floating around in you. Throw your chemical imbalance, throw you off chemically, so you imbalance. That's what they do. Well, because think about it. If you got a tree and it got no roots, nothing in the ground, it's gonna fall over. So that's what I'm saying. That's why your roots and your ancestors and all of that is important, because that's where you draw your strength from, your energy. You draw that from knowing that, oh, you get strength from knowing you got a grandmother or a grandfather out there that got a house that you could go to and this and this and that. Or you got an uncle over there, or you could go overseas or wherever, down, whatever. You get more energy from having those things around and having those thoughts in your head. Yeah, we trying to be great under their rules, they laws, they vibe. And you know, and our vibe is different than them. Because I know my vibe is earthy, wind, lightning, thunder, fire. You know, you can't get that out of pills, man. You got to touch in who you naturally are to get to that. Because the natural things of order is like that. And that's why I explained the Neanderthal man and all that. Because the natural order is us first. Us. They all came from us. They all came from us. Facts. Okay. That Willie Lynch situation, right? So I had another homeboy. Shout out to my man Black, Diamond Cuts. He said from what he understood that the Willie Lynch letter was one. It was wrote by a slave or a black man, and that two, the reason why the words and all of that, the wording, because I had read a thing where they was saying it's not real because of the terminology and all that. He's saying that it was revised. It was the Willie Lynch letter was revised, so that's why they put in newer words and stuff like that. So the debate rages on. So Chuck, Mark got somebody on that co-sign what he said now, so I don't know. Ball in your court now, baby. Sylvia Hatch, the so this is why this one was important, right? Sylvia Hatchell, the so-called Hall of Fame coach that made the statement, hanging them from nooses or something, whatever she said, basketball coach here in North Carolina, right? She resigned or whatever after saying that. And of course they do what they say they do. And she got all of the African-American people, players are her best, woo, 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 right? Let's get off of her for a minute. And then go to, in North Carolina, they got a street, a road, Falls of the Noose. It's not spelled Noose, of course. They spelled it Nuese. But they got nooses all around in North Carolina. They got nooses all around. So we talk about, how I'll be saying when they set stuff up and all of this and all of that. Yo, come on, man. Falls of the Noose. I got here, I'm like, how the frick is a street called Falls of the Noose? Where the noose falling from? Where is the noose falling from? If the road called Falls of the Noose, where the noose falling from? I still ain't get an answer to that. I still don't understand why that shit is being accepted. I still don't. They got plantation and all this. Imagine if you had something around here that reminded Jews of the Holocaust and it was something German, like concentration camp square, concentration camp square, concentration camp road. Hey, you crazy? So that's how you got to think about it. Think about it from that standpoint. But we got Plantation Square, Plantation Road, Falls of the Noose, Dead, 5 Points and all. These is all things and things that they know that means something to them and back to them ways of life. They heritage, see? Just like the other dudes, the sons of the whatever them young little rednecks running down here and talk about, the South shall rise again. Them little motherfuckers crazy. A 7-year-old little girl died from toothpaste, y'all, out in California. It's called Me Paste 1, a prescription toothpaste with milk protein in it. And so the little girl, since she was 1 year old, had an allergy, and they worked with her nutritionist and all that to make sure they kept milk away from her. And so they went and got a prescription toothpaste and nobody caught it had milk in it, or the milk something in it, but it had a milk in it. And so the little girl, 7-year-old girl died. And I'm like, how did the doc, and I was like, if she got a prescription toothpaste, and they knew that she didn't have, she was highly allergic to milk, how did they miss that? How did she get prescribed that? And so I say all that to say, yo, we be running to these doctors, man. We be running to these doctors. I seen a doctor got busted in New York with cocaine and crack, and he had the fentanyl bars or whatever. They say he had the most potent fentanyl bars possible. And this guy's out there running around getting high. Yeah, these doctors, I'm telling you, the doctors is crap, man. Some of these doctors, they just in it for the money and they could care less. Okay, so now, back to the 9/11 thing. Where was the Air Force at that day? Why wasn't the Air Force there to respond? Because think about it. The first plane hit, and 40 minutes later, the second plane hit. Nothing. Nobody, no scramble, nothing, nowhere, right? Real strange, right? And so I seen a thing where they had, which was crazy. I was like, they told her what? But it was a F-16 pilot named Heather Penner. She was ordered to fly a suicide mission. Listen to what I'm saying. It was a pilot in an F-16, a woman pilot. That was the only pilot available to do anything that on the East Coast, anywhere between New York, New Jersey, Delaware, DC, and Pennsylvania. Only one person they had available, right? This one F-16 fighter pilot, right? Named Heather Penner, right? And she's in the F-16, and they ordered her to do the suicide mission because she had a plane with no bombs on it. No bombs on it. So the only plane over here didn't have no bombs. So they told her she was going to have to ram that plane that was flying towards D.C. and the White House. Basically, she was going to have to be a kamikaze pilot. A kamikaze pilot flight 93. Then, that's the first thing. Then NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, that was off. That was shut down. So and you go, but so all of these things had to take place for the attacks to actually happen. All of these things had to take place. And so when you line up one thing, just like Jack McCoy, you line up one thing, once you start seeing too many coincidences, it's not a coincidence. It's not. And you got like 6, 7 things lined up perfectly. You know what I mean? If you're looking at the businessman Silk Street, yo, he just put his last 15 mil in, so he was strapped for cash. And so, boom, just like that, 2 or 3 things line up to where he end up a billionaire. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. It's like, boom, all right, boom. So they had, and so on this same day that 9/11 was happening, they had mock live hijackings going on that day. Was in progress the morning of 9/11. So you got all of these guys way on the, I guess the West Coast somewhere, or wherever they was doing these maneuvers, which they said this had never happened before. Dick Cheney had just got put in charge of all of the training and the terrorist, all of that shit before 9/11 happened, and he made it where all of these maneuvers and all of these people was going to be doing all of this training on the same day. Now, mind you, just last year in 2000, the year before 9/11, he was down with Halliburton, and he recused himself or supposedly stepped away and stuff. And so now this year, you lining up all of this stuff, And then it just so happens to boom, this take place, and then now your company that you say you got away from just happens to come back prominent now and make billions of dollars, right? So they had the live hijackings going on that way. 3 major things got changed leading up to 9/11. This is before, so this is September 9/11, right? May 8th, my son born day. Bush made Cheney responsible for coordinating, training, and planning all national defense programs related to the weapons of mass destruction, right? Remember, they was weapons of mass destruction, right? And before that, we wasn't even talking about that stuff, right? He was in charge of all the many Air Force defense exercises that took place that morning. And they even credit Cheney as being the power behind the throne. He was running the White House, Cheney, not Bush, right? Now, the second thing that happened, in 1997, hijacking scramble protocol, the CJCSI 3610 was rewritten, right? It was rewritten. They came up with the protocol in 1997. In June 1st of 1991, it was rewritten. Just 3 months, 3 months before 9/11, right? And now, when he rewrote it in June, they had a 3.5 month period where nothing was going to get done. So while they go through all of the new changes and everything, all of the old stuff stopped, and they was waiting for the new stuff to begin. So that left a window. That window is when 9/11 happened, right? See, more, you know what I'm saying? Total moves, the FAA, military, they changed the moves the FAA was doing, the military was doing, what the DOD was doing. So pretty much they call it SOP, Standard Operating Procedures, SOP. So they changed the SOP, right? As a result of that, the number of fighter interceptor scrambles fell from the usual average of 6 to 7 times, right? 7 to 8 times to 0. It went from 7 to 8 times to 0. So the planes would have been flying over there, went down to 0, right? Now, that was the other thing. In the months it was written in June, July, August, no planes for them 3 months, right? Boom. And they said the air defense exercise resulted in an unprecedented concentration of air drills on 9/11. So everybody that could have been doing something was busy, pretty much. All the other planes was over there, and they had this one lady over here, and they telling her she gonna have to take her plane and fly it and ram it into somebody. $1 billion plane, an F-16 costs what? 2 billion, 3, 4, whatever, 10 billion. Fly it into somebody. All these things, if not planned, sure as hell helped everything take place. So afterwards, everyone, Bush, Rumsfeld, everybody, they start to envision. You know, they were saying, everybody coming on TV, oh man, what happened? We didn't envision them using planes like that. That's something we did not envision them doing. Yeah, well, everybody's saying that, the same line. We did not envision them doing that. We did not envision them doing that, right? However, in May of 2002, like not even a year later, 7 months later, CBS, so y'all can say, nah, this is all in the news, in newspapers, and I done looked at stuff from Congress and all that. So it's out there. It's out there. Just like Chuck B said, watch Jesse Ventura. Just watch it. It's out there. I seen this show. He said, yo, the stuff I'm telling you is out there. You just gotta see it. You just gotta put it together. But anyway, so they revealed a report sociologically and psychologically of terrorism, right? So they did a report. Who becomes a terrorist and why they become a terrorist, right? They got a warning in, what year was it? 1998. They got a report in 1990. That was the first report they got in 1998 saying that, you know, bin Laden was thinking of using planes some kind of way and this and this and that. Top secret briefing memo, right? Then he got another one presented to Bush August 6th of 2001. Carried the headline and it said, and they were going to hijack U.S. airlines and use them as dive bombers, or whatever. So they already had stuff in August, so they knew something was coming. President and his people denied it, but in July '03, Congress released a report co-signing what happened in 1998 that they did get. Yeah, they never gave us no proof bin Laden did it. They never gave us no proof bin Laden did it. They just came out and they, you know, because everybody was in their feelings because we had lost a lot of lives and stuff, and it was black lives and white lives and so nobody couldn't say nothing and everything. United States was a collective, the group, and you know what I'm saying? 2000, they had a list of targets. This is the list of targets they told them. And the Statue of Liberty was specifically mentioned. Skyscrapers, ports, airports, nuclear power plants. That say New York City right there. I say New York City. Statue of Liberty skyscrapers. Some people saw the opportunity to get rich. Cause it's a fact. Most Jews here don't see this as their country. Israel is their country. They're loyal to Israel, not the United States. They not. Because that's who always involved. Businessmen and politicians and all of that. Jew and then the rich Jews and the rich non-Jew whites in this country, they got together and they made money. Too many people profited off of that. Way too many people. The case of the dancing Israelis, they was just deported, forgot about, not even mentioned no more. And so you gotta look at timelines. Like looking at the Neanderthal man. Well, I looked at the Neanderthal man because, you know, Chuck was like, man, you gotta explain the timeline. I'm like, man, look, I hope we could see it, but the time, you just gotta look at the dates, man. If we've been around and life was over, we first got to Asia 1.8 million years ago. Was nobody here before that. It's just us. It's just us. It was just us. And that's why you need to know that stuff, man. You need to know that. Because if they talking throwing out 300,000 years or whatever the case may be, we was here like we was already here a million years before that, bro. We was already here a million years before that. We was already adapted. We was already here. When they say in the Bible, in the Bible, like I said, the Bible is newer. The Bible ain't going way back to them. So you know, and they say be fruitful and multiply. Multiply with who? Multiply with who? It's two of them in the garden there. Who is they out there multiplying with? Exactly. Us. But anyway, man, that's my show, man. I had to change it up. You know, I had to talk to the men in black before they came or whatever the case may be. And we gonna get back at it soon. Yo, that's my show, Big Sherm. I holla.